You won't know, but they
I
are.
know.
They're
I
so
know. I know
excited.
you're very excited. Okay. All right. So I put together a few slides to kind of walk us through building spreadsheets, and I added a little extra for you because it was part of my 2026 business planning. So this all kind of started when I was starting my business planning for 2026. I listened to a lot of Tom Ferry podcasts, and he was talking through how to prompt AI to build you an entire business plan for an entire year. And so it talks through how to do it and how to kind of tweak it along as you go. And so you're able to use this kind of technique for a lot of different spreadsheets, like Lisa mentioned.
Right.
So you're able to kind of, tweak it again, like I said, as you go. So, starting with just, how to create and build a spreadsheet in AI. So I use Copilot for all of this. I know that it's one of our tools that is in our Microsoft 360. So we're able to have access to
And
it.
Amy, can you
Yep.
describe why you use Copilot versus like
Oh, sure.
ChatGPT?
Yep. So ChatGPT, yes, it's free. But you're very limited with, how many you can do per day. Copilot seems to be a lot more business oriented. I do definitely use ChatGPT for more visual things, I guess. But so for, more creative kind of fun projects, I'll, plug them into ChatGPT. But so for Copilot, I'd say for sure more business oriented.
Excellent.
Absolutely. So yeah, so what you're gonna do, and again, you could literally, not this slide, but the next slide, and you'll be able to kind of copy and paste and then tweak it as you'd like. So realistically, it's just kind of telling you the framework for what you need to plug into Copilot and then kind of edit as needed for what you're looking for specifically. So here is kind of a demo prompt for building a business plan. So if you haven't done one yet this year, or if you're looking to get a really head start for next year, you can work on this or for the back half or whatnot. So it's going to tell you what to say. So the different prompts that you want for entering into Copilot. So you're going to just ask up, create a real estate business plan spreadsheet for 2026 or for whatever time frame you're looking for. It can be started whenever you like. And then you're going to include what you want included in your spreadsheet. So this could be for various things, like I know Lisa talked about budgets, things like that. So you could say, create me a budget, and then you're just going to ask, for different things to be included, all of the different details. And then if you want formulas created too, like I had an entire um, tab included in my business plan for how to figure out my GCI and what that would look like based on how many transactions I had at the specific, commission percentage and my split with Edina. So just all of the formulas, which is super, super helpful because that's very needed in that part especially. And then you can color code so you can brand it if you like. Yeah, and it's all formatted there for you. And then, so I had some extra different kind of prompts added here for you too, different ideas that you could add for the spreadsheets. So you can have it create a lead tracking spreadsheet, transaction pipeline, marketing budget, social media. Uh, it's written me scheduled scripts, things like that. It's done a lot of different kind of unique spreadsheets, and it's been very, very helpful. And so from that, I was also needing help with kind of staying on track with my activity and time blocking, because another thing he always says is if it's on your calendar, it's not going to happen. So I've been
That's my motto too.
so I've been trying really hard to stay on schedule. So I added some of these different time blocks throughout the week, so that I have that time specifically for, call blocking or, different things like that. So I wanted to include some additional information. Um, so you are able to do that as well for your calendar. But again, this will help, with your conversion math, for your leads appointments. So for activity measuring, your metrics, things like that, so you can track and measure, which is super important. All of the, formatting and things like that. So again, so for you to be able to time block and then add it into your calendar is super, super easy too. The tab with all of the different activities was huge. I mean, and it was, Monday through Friday, this time to this time for this time to this and that, different things like that. So this will show you, it'll actually create an entire spreadsheet of your activities that you'll have moving forward based on what you're asking. So for me, I wanted daily time blocking to make sure I was going to have time for call blocking, different things like that. And so I was able to upload an entire spreadsheet of different daily activities. And I'm like, well, that's a lot to import. So it walks you through how you can add everything into your Outlook as a whole, so you don't have to add them one by one by one. So this will be available to everyone, but yeah.
Yeah, so, and we can make sure you guys get these slides so you
Yep.
can see. But, is there a way you could do at the end, maybe a
Yeah.
live demo of
Yeah.
how to add something like that to your calendar?
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
So going to walk you through the steps like this is said, and that's what I was kind of wondering if they'll have copies. So we'll get the deck out to you for the step by step. So you're gonna open your Outlook calendar, walks you through it, add your calendar, upload it from your file. So Copilot will create the spreadsheet, and then you just have to save it as a CSV file. So similar to, if anybody's familiar to when you like do a bulk import for Emma, so same file for that type category. And then you're going to click import, verify, categorize, and that. So and just walk step by step, but we could do a demo also. Yeah, so it just walks you through the subjects and what you're gonna add here. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just one quick second. If I take, so just find my spreadsheet.
So all you did was you went to Copilot and said, I want for the next 3 months, so, or, April, May, and June, I want a time block from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for calls and things like that.
Yep.
And then I want a time block from 2 to 3 for updating my calendar, meeting notes, scheduling. So what are you typing
So,
right now?
okay, so I'm going to, here, I'll share my screen so we can walk you through it. Great, yeah. Right, so I'm going to share my screen so you guys can actually just walk through it with me. All right, pardon all my gajillion spreadsheets. Okay, so this is from this morning when I was kind of working through this. Here, so give me an example of a spreadsheet I can share and walk through. Work voting events. Walking. We'll have it created. And I can do some other examples too, if anybody would
So
like
you don't
to
even
see.
have to say like, I want to upload it to Outlook or anything like that.
No, so you're gonna actually upload it yourself.
Okay.
And I'll walk you through how to do that. So you're gonna use Copilot to create the spreadsheet that you're going to upload into Outlook. So it's asking me for, a little specific. So 4-week import. So 4-week. So we'll ask it 4-week import the daily walking. Say from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for calls. Colors.
I always say that you have to talk to AI like you're talking to like a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
So
you
you want to
do.
be able to say
Very
like
specific.
very specific of exactly what you want it to do.
Yeah, very I mean, very much so, right? So it's good to now continue to ask me all these questions because I was not specific. So, let's see, you want another version? Create a demo CSV file to show what it looks like.
I was thinking, could we just ask them to make the file for it? Like, you know,
Well, that's what I'm
Oh,
having to
okay.
do, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, usually I would be talking into Copilot, but it's not. I think I changed a setting on my laptop. I need to call AT so I
Oh.
can talk to it again. Technology for
it is easier when you can just say all the things that
It
you
is
want.
because I mean, literally, when I was listening to the Tom Ferry podcast, it talks through.
There we go.
Yep, it's working out as it's talking through what
So
to
there's the
say.
download.
So it
saw it
should
up there.
give. Oh, here. So I literally, I am not joking. I held the phone up to my laptop and I played the podcast, so it was word for word what I needed. Okay, so this is very, very, of course, like on the low end of what you're probably going to do. The spreadsheet that I had imported was very, very long. But so it's going to have your subject. So it's going to be your subject line for what you're going to have in your event that we're going to include in Outlook.
And what are you doing right now?
So I'm just opening up the columns so I can see them. Because like, so for here example, you might want to tweak it a little bit because the description, call block, and then these goofy letters, sometimes that can happen. So, but maybe just because it's a sample, but it'll upload exactly how it shows on here. So you can kind of tweak it and make changes on here how you'd like if you want it to be called something different. But you could also go back into Copilot and say, change the subject line from daily prospecting to daily, lead gen or, sphere follow-up or something like that. Something more specific if you'd like it to be called something different. So you could definitely add
And
that
you
too.
could add like really detailed. So you could say like, on Mondays, I want this, and on Wednesdays, I want this, and on Fridays, I want this, and then, make a file. Yeah, so whatever you're telling it, it will make this spreadsheet and then show us how we upload
Yes.
that into Outlook.
Yeah. So you're just gonna you need to save it somewhere so that you can upload it. So it does need to be in the CSV format. So right here, you could see when you drop down to CSV, it should already be in that format if that's what you've asked it to do in Copilot. So I'm just going to save it here. And so we'll walk through the steps, and it's been a little while, so I'll do it with Outlook, add calendar. So we're going to go back to our Outlook. I'm going to file. And we're going to go back to here. Outlook calendar, add calendar. All right, so you got to go to the calendar. Again, it's been a little while. Save calendar. Oh, yep. Okay, so we're going to save our calendar. Add calendar. Upload from file. We're going to choose our, I was supposed to say CSV file. Outlook. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my file here that I saved. And it's not showing. Okay, well, we might have to.
But anyways, you would find it in there
Yes,
and then you would
yes,
click
yes.
on it and then
Yep.
you just say upload.
Correct, yeah. So it's, always
Whenever
a
we're
little
on camera,
tricky.
it doesn't ever,
It never works as
they know how to save a file though.
You
And
do.
so like they'll
So-
be able to do that. But yeah, so those are the steps to be
Yep.
able to upload that. That is, you
Yep.
guys, what a time saver.
It is. And again, so you can detail it as much as you want, a lot of different things. So even if you have, weekly just reminders to do things. You could also add those as well. So
Yeah. And okay, so other spreadsheets that you make, like give us some ideas of some of the spreadsheets you've made, because I know you're kind of a spreadsheet
I
queen.
am. So here's the one I've been working on a lot. So I've been working really, really hard on canceled and expireds. And so spreadsheets for that, for example. So here's one of them that I did have Copilot create for me. Just the, framework, right? And then another.
And so to make that, can you just explain like what the prompt is that you would say to Copilot?
So this was actually part of my business planning
Mhm.
spreadsheet that it made for me. And so it was one of my, because I have it broken down to quarterly and annual goals based on what I asked for my total annual GCI to be. So that was part of the prompts. And maybe what I should do is I was trying to find the original prompt that I gave Copilot
Oh,
to create my spreadsheet, just because there was so much added. Um,
yeah, because you got it directly from Tom Ferry,
I did, I
correctly, and you
did,
actually used his words
I
to
did.
create it because she held up the phone
With
to
the yeah,
Copilot and gave it, because you guys like we were talking about real estate reviews and how you can take MLS data and add it into there and have them make you a real estate review. And we found that, we were doing the single line just because it was easy and what we were thinking. But then yesterday we decided, let's put the whole property full in there. And oh my goodness, it gave us even more valuable information. So when we think like quick and easy is what we want, because then they'll be able
mhm,
to know simply how to do it. No, they want you to go in depth,
mhm.
super complicated, all the details, 100%. Give me all the data because
All
I
of it.
can I can go through it in lightning speed, um, and be able to process something that's very detailed
A
and
lot,
giving you so much. And so
absolutely.
what I have been doing lately is when I'm in the car, I, do the voice thing like you
Mhm,
said, and I just am like, all right, can you make me a spreadsheet? And then I go on, like if it's, for um a new agent checklist and I want to include, all of these things. And can you make a tracker for me for all of my coaching sessions? And, like, for you guys, it would be really great to say, these are all the things that I want to keep track of for listing presentations. When did I do my listing presentation? When did I follow up? When did I hear back? When is it going on the market? What are, like, what are the next steps? You could make spreadsheets that so you could do a whole deal tracker. You could
mhm.
do so many.
A lot. And, it's so important to help, continue to stay organized. And so I found this is my daily prospecting planner that Copilot put together for me for my business plan. And so this is actually the spreadsheet that I uploaded
Okay.
into my Outlook for all of my time blocking. So it was a lot, right? Imagine trying to add each and every one of these every single week to every single day. So I mean, huge time saver to be able to bulk upload all of these different time blocks into Outlook. And just looking at Lisa's point with uploading MLS data sheets, I've been using that for my expired and canceled too. So
Yeah.
I save, or sometimes I even just copy and paste the information in there into Copilot. But if you just save like the 360, the property view, and then you upload that into Copilot, you can ask them to, and I would be careful because you need to make sure you're following, compliance and things like that. So we're not sending information out to, homeowners that's going to sound negative or something about a previous, agent. But, just again, be very careful with what you say,
Yep.
how to prompt it. But just ask for it to, give you feedback on, how you could strategize to relist versus focusing on negatives from prior, but using that information to put together a new and better strategy for listing. So,
Absolutely love that. And the other thing to remember about that too is that you can say, I want to make sure that I am agree, like that this letter is following all guidelines for fair housing and,
mhm.
our, discrimination, and say what state you're in though. Cause
Yep,
like
yep.
things are changed, from state to state, so that you want to make sure that you're following all the guidelines for the rules.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Absolutely. It's always good to give it a double check because it knows way better than I do
Yeah.
if I'm following it. So.
All right. Do you guys have any questions?
I do.
Here we got one.
Do you know if
Yes.
this works? Do you know if this works equally as well for iOS and MacBook users?
Were you able to hear
Yes.
that?
Yep. You might just have to ask Copilot how to do the upload. If you're doing it in iOS, you might just say like, I think that you still use the exact same file, but
How you upload it may be
Yeah.
different.
just how you upload it might be different. And just ask Copilot, give me step-by-step instructions on how I upload a CVS, is that
CSV.
CSV
CSV.
file, into iOS, and it will give you step-by-step.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
Oh, this was great. Great participation from everyone as well. A lot of people on here. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
We all want to get,
Thank you.
you know, my tagline on my Happy Monday email was, your calendar called and it wants to get organized.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, using Copilot to create spreadsheets is super, super helpful, and I love it. But being able to bulk import, things like this has been a lifesaver, huge time saver.
Yeah.
Uh,
And one thing else I wanted to mention is that with these spreadsheets, they'll make the calculations for you. So like you don't even have to worry about, I mean, obviously you want to check them, but like, once you check it and see that it works, they know how to do the formulas, they know how to do all of the things. So as long as
Yep.
you are very detailed, make sure all the work is done in the details.
Yep. And again, when you're talking through it, make sure you're asking for the formulas and how you want them and be very, very specific. And if the spreadsheet comes back not exactly how you want it, it will let you tweak it and update it and make changes to it time after time after time. I mean, I made a lot of changes to this business plan before it was finally completed.
Well, yeah, and you can re-upload it into
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And if you like, because like lots of times too, I'll cross over different platforms. Like if I'm just like kind of getting frustrated with Copilot and they don't seem to be understanding what I'm saying, I'll jump in and say, to
ChatGPT.
Chat GPT. And now Nate and I are really diving into Claude and figuring all of Claude out too. So like there are many different platforms, but I do find that sometimes it's like, oh,
Mhm.
they got there close, but they're just not there. And so I'll take it and just download it and then upload it into a different and ask questions. And so like one thing with AI is what I currently, because we always have been teaching ourselves for the last, I don't even know how many years, less is more, less is more, less is more. And it's not with AI.
No.
It is more is
No.
better. More is better.
Yep.
That's the motto. More
Just
is better.
Talk, give it as much as you can. And they'll take what it needs.
Yep. So, all right. Well, you guys get making some spreadsheets. I can't wait to hear about all the things you guys are doing with them. Reach out if you have any questions.
Thank you. And Amy, very impressive on how organized you are. Holy smokes.
Well, I try.